Hey there. I get so many questions on how you can make massive profits, massive income from your small business. So I chose to address it just in a moderate way today. I still have more, but this is just what I want to share. And then subsequently, I can just upload the rest. So, how can you make massive income from a small business? Of course, you already have a business. If you don't have a business, I could have had a different advice for you. But since you already have a business, I'll advise you on some other grounds. So, number one thing you want to do is be the first in your niche, be the first in your market, be the first in your area. Now you go, oh, well, I'm not the first person selling shoe, or so many people are selling clothes. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. Of course, I know so many people are selling shoes and clothes. Yeah, but how can you be the first in your market? Because when you are the first in your market, you become a point of reference. Whenever anybody comes into the market, they're always going to refer to you. So how can you be the first in your market? Now you just have to think. Everything about everything we do in this world has to do with our brains. And that's why God just deemed it so necessary to give everybody brains. No matter what anybody is suffering from, no matter what kind of deformity anybody has, they still have a brain. Some may not have legs or arms, but they have brains. So brain is just one thing that God did not take out from anyone, or did not deny anyone, or deformity did not take away from anyone. So now you have to involve your brain. How do you involve your brain in your business? How can you be the first in your niche? Now this is what you want to do. You want to think of a way that you can create something that other people in your businesses are not offering yet. Okay, again, think of a way that you can create or offer something that other people in your business, in your niche, in your market are not doing yet. So you just have to think, okay, everybody does free delivery. You buy a shoe from us, we'll deliver freely to you. Why don't I give people free gifts? So you just have to think of ways you can make yourself the first in your niche. Okay, other people do just morning till evening. Why don't I do 24 hours? Okay, other people give a buy one and get one free. Why don't I do buy one and get two free? Just be the first. Be the first. That's what I'm trying to say. Create something that is non-existent in your business. When you think of your business and of a new thing you can innovate in your business, you're definitely gonna get something. An idea will definitely pop. And once it does, well, you become the first. And to be on the record that, oh, this was the person that started this. So anybody that comes in your line of business subsequently, when people are trying to make research of how they can buy a product from this particular market, you're going to be a point of reference. That is one of the ways to make massive income from a small business. Another way to make massive income from a small business is to tell it to the world. Show your product to the world. I cannot overemphasize this. If you cannot spend an extra money to get a new customer, well, you don't have a business. If you cannot spend money to get a new customer, you don't have a business. So, show your product to the world. If it means you go into the streets to show it to the world, beautiful. If it means you're going door to door to show it to the world, beautiful. If it means you're running a sponsored adverts to show it to the world, beautiful. And this advert can come in newspapers, it can come in magazines, it can come on TV channels and radio stations, it can come even on your YouTube platforms and Instagram platforms. It can also come on Facebook. It can also go through so many other channels as well. So you want to make sure you harness the opportunity provided by the internet and of course the physical locations too, to show your product to the world. If people don't know about your product, well, only those that know will be buying from you. And how can you make massive income? If you have a physical location, maybe only 500 people pass daily, and maybe only 100 is interested in your product, and maybe only 50 will walk to your shop. to ask for your product because probably others already have their customers. But when you now take it out to stations, to channels, to broadcast systems, to magazines, you're showing it to that person that would never have seen it because they don't live in your location. Now, one thing I also want to point out is, in as much as you're trying to show your product to the world, you should still have this at the back of your mind, depending on what product you have. Some products cannot do well when you run an advertisement on Facebook because your target audience are not on Facebook. Take for instance, you run a school, you can't go on Facebook to go and advertise your school because your school would only take because the target audience of your school are those within your location. Unless that school is the boarding school. If it's a day school, well, it's those within your location that can. You don't expect someone from the US to come to Nigeria to school. Well, not for anything, but for the fact that the locations are so wide apart. There are many options wherever people are. And of course, you don't expect people to travel all the way to your area to acquire education. Unless, of course, you're the only one offering that, or they want to change location. If, for instance, you make hair, you don't expect someone to travel all the way to come and make hair when there are other people making hair in their location. The only way you can actually expect to communicate with someone that's distant on a hair business is maybe you sell wigs and all the other accessories for the hair. So, what am I saying in essence? Show the world your business. Show the world, tell it to the world. Spend money, run adverts. Spend time, go door to door, go house to house, walk around, tell people about your business. Tell it to them when you go to the church or mosque. Tell it to them when you go to the market. Go to their houses and tell them. If you don't tell people about your products, well, nobody knows. And once you've run an advert, then be sure to get new customers every day. Once you start getting customers for your business, new customers, then your business is dying. Another point I want to chip in is make sure you're able to keep all the customers you already have. Because once you start losing customers, you're already on the path of fading away. Make sure you're keeping all the customers you already have. Do everything you can to keep them, and then make sure you're getting new customers daily. Okay, another point I also want to chip in, and that's our final point, is encourage word of mouth. Encourage word of mouth. Now, word of mouth is something that happens naturally. If I buy a jacket and I like the jacket, I can easily tell my friend, oh, I bought a jacket from this place, and the jacket is really beautiful and the quality is good. It's so easy to do that. Well, are we going to be waiting for those that will just tell their friends? Why don't we encourage them to tell their friends? Now, how can you encourage people to tell people about your product? Put a price to it. Put an offer to it. Attach an offer to it. Now, how can you attach an offer to it? Why don't you tell them, for every customer you bring, you're getting a 20% off your next buy. For every customer you bring, you're getting a free product. For every customer you bring, we're giving you a shout out. Just something, anything. So in that way, you have worked on your psychology and make them to not just be passive word of mouth offerers, but now they're not actively involved in doing the word of mouth thing. And as such, you will see your business bloom. There are so many other ways to make massive income, to make your small business a gold mine. I'm going to be dropping those videos subsequently. So just stay tuned to this channel. Continue to listen to our content. And if you like what we're offering, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and, of course, subscribe. Thank you.